more safe campus. If we can, I'm sure we all remember very distinctly the Fort Hood shootings that happened a while back. They were on a military base. Literally almost every single person on the military base, including the military police, were armed. But this man still managed to rampage and kill and maim many people. I think that if the point is that more guns make us more safe, I don't think that's the right way to look at it. I believe that if we had, considering that this school has been ranked one of the best schools in the nation for veterans, I feel like veterans of our armed forces on campus should be able to have weapons. These people have gone through rigorous training to train them for scenarios in which they'll have to use their weapons, and some of them may have intercepted the enemy during their time in the military and have had to eliminate said enemy. These people have the necessary training to have weapons on campus. The entire general populace, I'm not too sure about that. But in any event, the Texas state legislature was trying to change the law that's already in the Texas Penal Code that says that campuses across the state can regulate who can on campus and can have concealed carry weapons. This, in effect, is reacting violently to something something bad has happened on multiple campuses. Let's not forget that the shooter at Virginia Tech did pass CHL classes. He legally had a gun on campus. He was allowed to have one, which means that unless you're willing to add on new restrictions for people to have guns in the first place, if they would pass more mental exams, then in the end, you're just going to end up with less people being able to have guns altogether. Do I believe that you should be able to have a gun on your person on campus? If you're a trained member of the military, I don't see why not. I honestly don't. But for the general campus, I'm not too sure about that. But once again, as we said, that the bill has stalled in the state legislature due to the massive uprising of student protests. So at this point, we are having this debate, and as much as we think the bill might come back, chances are it won't, because the state isn't going to pay for that increase of anywhere between $500,000 and $1 million in insurance costs per campus. The students are going to have to. And something tells me the Board of Regents doesn't want to put that cost on you. And so the state penal code probably will stay as it is, and each campus can decide to carry on their own. Thank you.
Do you have any examples of insurance going down on campus?
The Houston Community College system has estimated that their liability insurance will go up by $900,000 in following years, and precipitously more each year that their enrollment increases.
There's an old saying that goes, if we outlawed guns, only outlaws would have them. While this is about gun control on a larger scale, the same sentiment can be applied to college campuses. The current laws that prevent people with concealed carry license to carry on campus does nothing to stop someone who intends to do harm to students from carrying them on campus. The safety of students should be the university's #1 concern. Prohibition of guns on campus, however, is not the best way to achieve campus safety. Allowing students who have gone through the hours of classes that obtaining a concealed handgun license requires will put dozens of buffers against a BT-sized shooting. Not only would a policy change help to stop people who bring guns for malicious reasons, but it will help prevent it. People who bring guns to harm people do not want to risk only popping off a few rounds only to have one or more people draw their own guns on them. Shooters are often suicidal and want to take out as many people as possible and to be remembered for their horrendous actions. A gunman who is abruptly interrupted will not be remembered for the bloodshed they caused, but for being stopped after only a few seconds. Next, it is a constitutional right. The Second Amendment guarantees the right to bear arms, but what kind of right is this if you can only bear them in your home? The purpose of this amendment is not only to protect your home and property, but also your well-being. If a student who has a concealed handgun license wants to bring a gun to protect themselves if they are attacked, that right should be acknowledged. The legal system has several measures in check to help mass proliferation. The simple fact is a concealed carry license is not simple to get. First, felons and people who have been charged with a Class A or B misdemeanor in the last 5 years cannot obtain one. Second, they must not be a chemically dependent person. This includes people who regularly abuse alcohol or controlled substances to achieve intoxication. Next, they must be capable of exercising sound judgment with reason to respect proper use and storage of a handgun. Someone who is not capable is described as someone who has been diagnosed by a licensed physician as suffering from a psychiatric disorder or condition that causes or is likely to cause substantial impairment or judgment, mood, perception, impulse control, or intellectual ability. Also, a diagnosis at any time by a licensed physician that a person suffers or has suffered from a psychological disorder or condition are unable to obtain a license. Next, they must take classes that are between 10 to 15 hours that focus on the laws that relate to weapons and the use of deadly force, handgun use, proficiency, safety, nonviolent dispute resolution, proper storages for handguns, with an emphasis on storage practices that eliminate the possibility of an accident to a child. Finally, if someone does bring a gun to campus, the campus will not turn into an army of gun-wielding vigilantes hunting down an unknown person. Breaking conceal without fear of your life is brandishing, which is currently against the law. Now to addressing the things they brought up. First off, there's been no examples of insurance rates going up for schools that have had concealed carry policies. People have said, oh, we think it's going to go up, but schools that have done that don't have higher insurance rates now. And not everyone can carry it, as I've shown. I mean, there's a lot of things you have to go through to get this. You have to be at least 21, unless you're in the military, then you can get when you're 18. But the numbers say that, like, right now, in states with concealed handguns, like in the general population, only about 1 in 100 people carry it. So it's not going to be a huge amount of people on campus carrying guns. And they brought up Fort Hood. First off, Fort Hood, they couldn't carry guns where the shooting happened. It was like they weren't allowed to, and that's why the situation was so horrible. I mean, to think that a bunch of professionally trained military men and women would not be able to take in a lone gunman if they all had their own guns is absurd. And finally, they brought up the BT shooter had his concealed handgun license legally. Well, he brought it onto campus illegally. You can't carry concealed handguns on Virginia Tech, and that's why the situation was as horrible as it was.
So I guess my first question for you is, do you know the entire wording of the Second Amendment to the U.S. Constitution?
I can't recite it from heart, but I'm familiar.
That where we have the right to bear arms as part of a well-regulated militia.
Actually, Heller versus DC just incorporated for like individuals.
Right, for individuals in the cities, but you understand that's still the wording of the Second Amendment.
Right.
The Constitution we all like so much.
Or the Supreme Court.
Right. And you understand that on January 8, 2011, when the Tucson shootings happened at the community outreach event that Representative Giffords had, the alleged shooter at this point, Jared Lee Walkner, the gun was wrestled away from him after he was trying to reload, and a man came out of the grocery store with a gun on his person and almost shot the person who had taken the gun away from him in the face.
That's more gun prohibition in general. That's just,
I mean, that's a person with concealed handgun license in the state of Arizona almost shooting the wrong person in the face and killing an innocent bystander. Even, in fact, a hero that wrestled the gun away from the man that was trying to kill people.
Well, apparently he didn't get shot, so.
Because 3 people ended up having to tackle the second person with the gun.
Yeah, I still don't see bloodshed. I mean, that's horrible because that almost happened, but it was almost, it didn't happen.
So almost is okay.
Are you advocating prohibition of concealed carry completely?
I'm advocating trained people. Trained people having guns.
It's been so good lately.
Yeah, it's interesting.
All right.
All right, hi everyone, my name is Travis Treywick. I'd like to first start off by saying that we have to also give credit where credit is due. First off, I haven't thanked Clint personally, but last week they left some soda for us at our meeting. And
Yeah.
so even across political lines, ideology lines, we can still agree on things, and I appreciate that.